And then you have a couch right here. Yeah, I'm new to this. You gave me some pointers though, and you can be game. Yep, it's just my forearm. You can sit down, and I'm gonna sit here with you. Yeah, we're gonna sit side to side, man. I'm gonna bring up somebody else, another one of our friends. I want to bring Angel back to the stage. Angel Jackson, because she's gonna do a social media takeover with New Deal for You, but then she's also my co-host. So welcome back, Angel. Yes, and so both of us just really want to talk to you about who you are. I think she has a mic. Here you go, Angel. I mean, Cable, here you go. You got a mic, it's on. It has a little cotton cover for sanitation, you know, keep it clean. I want you to give an introduction just for yourself in your own words and give us a little bit of insight and then allow me and Angel to kind of just talk with you, chat with you. What's up?
Well, I can't see no clock, so if I go over time, just blame it like that. So, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Cabriel Bruce. I'm from LaGrange, Georgia. That's south of here. I'm 43 years old. I'm visually impaired. I've been visually impaired since I was 11 years old. I'm a father of 3. I figured out that I was a great salesman back in high school when I convinced a 16-year-old girl to marry me. So, I've been married for 25 years. Got 3 kids. What a miracle.
Here with us
also.
And Miracle. What's up?
It's a little bit about me. Like I said, I am the CEO of ISight. It's a nonprofit that it's a group of visually impaired people who come together as a collective to strive on being inclusive and inclusive world.
Thank you so much. ISight has not stopped you from doing anything. I think it has added to all of the phenomenal and awesome things about you. When you talk about some of the solutions that you are working on, and Angel, jump in if you have questions for him or for his work. But when you talk about the work that you do and being inclusive, like what does that mean? Why aren't people without sight already being respected and included in these spaces?
First off, we seem to have a certain stigma about us as visually impaired people.
Okay.
We tend to be put in a certain box. I'm not Ray Charles. Everybody seems to think that, we either musically inclined or we just have or sit in the house.
You're right. No, I was agreeing. I'm like, right.
Okay. And so we strive to break that stigma through education and through educating the masses of the community. And what we do is gather the data within each other. So I tell them all, how can we educate other people about us when we don't know each other ourselves?
Wow.
So we strive on learning each other so we can go out and tell the community what we do, and can and can't do.
So how are you guys doing that? What are some of the things or things that you find to be innovative or services or activities that you guys do to educate the public and, for lack of better words, normalize it? Because you guys are normal, right?
Right, and through social media, we have a YouTube channel. It's ISight, and it's SIGHT, and it's on YouTube. And what we do, we individually, me and myself, a Miracle, and we individually interview a visually impaired person, so we can post that up, so you can get their story, how they became visually impaired, and what they go through in life. We also do things collectively, like we take over cities once a month. 20 of us, we'll get together and we some of us, it's our first time taking Ubers. We go stay at motels for 4 or 5 days. We go out to eat as a group. We go bowling. They call me the Fred Flintstone of bowling. I bowled in the wrong person lane all the time.
You heard nobody did.
No, I heard about it. We were like, Dad, you rolled into other people's lane. At least I got them a stripe.
Right.
out to dinner, and we go out to movies, and then we come back and we discuss it from a visual impaired point of view to also let everybody know that we also can do the same things that everybody else do. We have the same challenges that you have. You know, just because you want to know about our fall color like she got on.
Yeah, look, he already knows what she got.
I want to be suited up like you.
Yeah.
Besides, I didn't put my shirt on like you did. But
I got a regular shirt. I got a t-shirt.
Shirt on, put your t-shirt on. But we have the same problem, so we have some of the same things, Even though I'm visually impaired, and even though we're visually impaired as people, but we still have the same challenges on meeting rent or getting a job or providing for our families and everything. Like I said, I got married young, so I went from being a blind person to a husband. I tell them all the time, my kids, they don't care about me being blind. They want to know what they're going to eat tonight. Our wife want to know how we're going to keep these lights on.
So, right.
It don't matter. I'm the only one to live in the dark. And that's what we do when we get out, and we just let everybody know we are just as normal. And that's how we're going to educate the people, because a lot of times we are the first visually impaired person that they ever seen, other than what the media portrays us to be.
Wow, that's interesting. I was I was gonna ask you, like, how can the community, how can we support y'all? Like, what are some things you think that's, essential for us to know in order, to normalize things? We individual team,
Well, we want to be normal, but we need certain accommodations, certain basic accommodations that we do need. It's no question, to be normal. We need help. So the community can support it. We need funding, because it's certain things that people need that are not being provided, like canes, so people with visual impairment can walk around. We need certain things, like canes and other items that we provide. We also, in our portfolio, is a group called the VIP Ladies, a group of visually impaired ladies that my daughter's a part of, and I project manage their group. So I don't know how it is to be a visually impaired female. I know how to be a blind male.
Yeah.
But we brought on for the ladies that group so they could come in and support the visually impaired female. And there's certain things that they need, certain education that they need. And so we need the support of the community and just to be understanding and provide opportunity, because we can show the masses what we can do if we just have the opportunity to be able to do it. To not be just judged or looked at as a visually impaired person who would just like to sit. Because my goal is to get as many visually impaired people or people with challenges out of the house, in the community, to become that citizen that we all strive to be deep down inside. We want to be taxpayers. We want to work jobs. We don't want to rely on social programs. Not saying nothing against social programs, but we know that's not what's going to sustain us with the ways as things are going today. The cost of everything rising, and our social programs is not providing that. So we want jobs.
Right.
So if it's any opportunity, jobs, and what we want to do at ISight is, if the community will not provide jobs for us, support us so we can provide jobs for those who are visually impaired through ISight.
Man, just sharing your story with me, you told me that you had a couple of jobs, and I was like, you had a job at a warehouse?
Yeah.
Construction site?
I worked at a aluminum foil plant. I boxed up aluminum foil during the pandemic. I tell them all the time, I'm thankful for the pandemic, because it was neck man up. They said,
right.
When I went to the tip server, they said, well, he blind. They said, well, will he show up?
Because nobody was showing up.
Nobody was showing up.
Nobody was showing
They
up.
said, yeah, he'll show up. So I worked there for 2 years in a
Okay.
aluminum foil factory, top producer. Never get hurt. The joke was, well, when I first came in, they were gonna lose their safety bone, and now they got a blind man. And the person said she was out dancing, stepped on the paddle and broke her ankle.
Oh, wow.
Lost our safety bone. So
She the one that did
yeah,
it.
she the one that
You lost us our safety bone.
so we never got hurt.
Yeah.
Always on time. We just want to be part.
Respected and known to be capable, and I think you are, right? You know, through your model, you explained to me early on that, you know, you and your friends or the other members of your group,
Right.
kind of, when you take over towns, you guys visit hotels and
Right.
you go and shop and you eat in very common places that any and everybody do, you know, or does, and you all bring one of your children with you, or two.
Correct.
And they're learning about you, the business, and the life, and you use certain words like you were bridging the generational gap, and it was a two-generational model in a sense when you think about how you guys are supported by the young adults in your life. Tell me a little bit about that.
Correct. So what I had found when I was working, that I was, like I said, I was the first blind person that, or even though not only a blind person, but the first person with a challenge that people had ever worked with or had ever been around. And so what I have always done throughout my community organizing is always included my kids with me. And I encourage all the ones with the group to bring our kids with us so they can see firsthand from a young age how it is to be a part or be around a person with a child. So when they get my age, it ain't the first time.
Right, no culture shock.
Yeah, it ain't no, they already know, they know the capability, they know what they can and can't do because they have seen it firsthand, and also teach them how to support someone with a challenge growing up, you know, and for my kids, like I said, they know what to do, what to expect, and the kids, they know, and so now we have been around each other enough that that awkwardness is gone. You know, that awkwardness like we had when you was walking me up, you know, that no longer exists anymore. They just reach, grab you, and pull you, and then just snatch you around.
See, I learned from you guys, because you were explaining to me, like, we ain't all Ray Charles, we don't all have musical inclinations, and we don't all need to feel your wrist or rub your face. He's like, I don't do that. And I have a couple of friends who are without sight, or who are, and he knows one of them, and they taught me, because like even when we were walking here in between the couch and the table, I tried to fold my arm back for you. I don't know if you noticed that. Did you notice that? I folded my arm back because when you're going through narrow spaces, it was explained to me that you don't have to really say much. It's the gesture of your arm, and they are all like file. You know, they'll get slim with you to get through the space, or, you know, you can let them know which door to decide. And so, like, what does that look like? Do you have ways of teaching the community the proper way of communicating and supporting you guys?
What we do, we have, like I said, go back to the social media, so we have conversations, either on Clubhouse or other, so we can get up and we have what's called Coffee and Conversations. O'clock every morning. Same tag, ISight. And we talk about how, and it's all the education thing on how we like to be walked, or what works, what does not work, how can you support me, how can you not support me, when to allow me to be independent, when to help me, when not to help me. And all that, it comes through education, because a lot of times we can kind of make it kind of hard for us as visitor people when we are trying to do certain things on our own. You know, like me, I ain't refusing help.
I say that all the time.
Help me, you know, I'm not gonna turn it down. But you have some who like to be totally independent or totally walk by itself. Me, I guess I'm just lazy. So, you know, and so I'm using canes.
I was gonna say, you don't even have a cane.
I use one. I do. But Miracle, she just like to
help and support you.
Help and be a support. So.
Okay. She's good. Yeah. That's what's up, man. You know, I want to give you a round of applause. Yeah, man, like just to learn, because, you know, I learned so much from you and the community around you. I want to learn about more that you do in Troup County, so I want you to do a couple of drops of other committees and other works that you do. But I want to leave some time for Angel to ask you some questions if she has.
Well, I mean, I'm more so intrigued about like just your person. Like you're a resilient, individual. Like what gives you the confidence to just tell me, folks, I don't want your help, but I'll take it up. You gotta just, be able to, identify what people need to know and how we can support.
Well, the first thing I identified is that I'm blind. So it's just no question about it. There ain't nothing I can do about being visually impaired. And that's just who I am. That's my makeup. That's my person. So starting from that point of view, we go from there. So we take that and we adjust. We adjust the life. The cards have been dealt. So we make that adjustment. And what, I've always been that type of person that I always wanted to be a part of my community. I wanted to be normal but supported. And so, like I said, when I was in high school, studying, I was studying girls. So I did whatever I wanted to.
I was going to say, you got 3 kids.
I got married, and then when you get married, you have to become a husband. So, I looked at my wife and she looked at me one day and she said, one of us got to go to work. One of us got to go to work.
She sent you?
So I guess I'm all left like that day. So I had to get up and go out and fill out applications and go to work. And kids start dropping kids off at their house.
That must mean you was bringing home some money.
and so you had to get out and, like I said, you can't worry about your challenges when you got to get up and make sure the meal's still turning. So, and putting food on the table. And I always wanted to be in my community. I always wanted to be productive. I always want to make a difference. And not only in my life, but somebody else's life. So what I do within myself is I want to be just not known as a vision impaired person, but known as a person who has a visual impairment. And to answer your question, like I said, to support us in it, we're in need of support. We have funding support, not only to be able to support the ladies, like I said, we got the VIP ladies, and they're doing a lot of things for the females and preparing them and educating them and getting them out the house. And we have vision impaired people who are mothers, and we have vision impaired people who are fathers. So it's a whole different group, and we come together as a collective. And when we come together as a collective, we just want to be a citizen, an American citizen. So we appreciate the opportunity for the platform to be able to sit amongst the two of you and to be able to speak to each and every one of the beautiful people out here today, to just hear our story, to just let us know. And also, like I said, I'm in the NAACP, so
is that the local Troup?
Yeah, in my local Troup County. I work with them. Church. We go to church. I'm the public director of my church.
So tell us a little bit about what you do in the community, like some of the things that you're looking forward to.
I think I was going to ask a similar question to that. Some of the things you're looking forward to, but two, as you're answering her question, what is like a sample or an example of a policy or something, that would support you guys? You can give us the language of that. Like, what does a policy sound like? What agency holds that? Is that the ADA that you would suggest policies and demands to, or is that the government? Like, what type of things can you advocate for, or should we advocate for?
Well, like you spoke about, a lot of the policies are outdated in the time, not only for us with challenges, but for also when you're dealing with policies during this age versus when they were created in the 40s and 50s and 60s. They were never prepared for the times that we are in on these days. So you're trying to take outdated policies and apply them to this day and age. And sometimes it's no language for some of the things that we're going through. So we do need to update a lot of the policies and advocate for just amendments and that updation of some of the policies to be able to fit this time. And also, when it comes to us on a visual impairment or a challenge, person with a challenge level, just to be able to have that language specific for us.
Yeah.
And, you know, because I advocate for us.
Yeah.
You know, because I know what we are going through.
Right.
And, you know, and it's easy to advocate for what you're going through versus something else. So what I would recommend and what we're doing, we're sitting down and we're having the discussion on what we're needing, and it's centered around jobs, because that's what's coming up, jobs. Where you can, I work sometimes with people who can go to a temp service 5 days in a row and work 5 different jobs. Some of us, it takes 2-3 years just to even get one interview. So that's what we're doing. So some of the policies to level that playing field, providing work that we can do, and so that's what we need right now.
You need workforce policies that support you.
Right. Because it's going to take income to survive in this society right now. It's going to take more revenue based on the revenue that we generate versus the revenue that is output based on if we want to be normal, so we want families. So,
right.
You know, if it's take a two-family person, a family of two work income working right now for y'all with no vision probably work.
Right.
And, you know, how it says for us who don't have no work income based on social program, in which if you two people, you know, I have a disability. My wife has multiple sclerosis, which we found out in 2009, 10 years after we had been married. So multiple sclerosis. So you get into maybe two people who are on social programming and the government say, well, you make too much, so we'll just cut a little bit of that.
Oh wow.
You know,
as a unit, you make too much.
Yeah, as a couple.
Oh wow.
So that's some of the challenges that a lot of couples who are have multiple disabilities as a couple, they face as a policy that when it comes to Social Security, it gets cut in half.
Wow.
So the way to stop that is provide the jobs that they would need to be able to sustain themselves. Some of them may be working from home, some of them may be in person.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Thank you so much, man.
just need that support. So support us. So, you know, like I said, we're on YouTube. That's ISight.
Yeah. You need more visitors so they can start
come
paying.
here.
Yeah.
Subscribe, like.
To get you monetized.
I'm gonna make sure that all the attendees, and I can drop the website in our Zoom chat, but I'm gonna make sure that you guys get ISight. Is it .org? ISight.org. ISIGHT.
Yeah.
ISight.org, or you can Google ISight.
Right.
Again, Cabriel is the executive director, or rather the CEO of ISight, and he's located in rural Georgia. He's southwest of the city of Atlanta.
Yeah.
And there's just so much going down you're in LaGrange, the city of LaGrange, but he's in the county of Troup.
Correct.
And so I'm working with Troup County myself down there where I met you to form a coalition or a collective that supports some of the stuff that you're talking about. And so I just thank you so much. Yeah, man, I want to give you some time. If you do have any special project or anything coming up that you want us to attend to, let us know now. But then, I just want to thank you so much.
Well, the first thing I would like all y'all to do, go watch our interviews. Go on our site, on YouTube. Watch all the interviews that we put up on our site, and support us. Just support us, and then you can learn not only how we as a group deal with each other. So when you come across a visually impaired person, you'll have a better understanding of our life, our same life, just like our same normal life. We can have the same ups and downs, just like a normal person. So support us, watch our interviews right now, and anything that any one of y'all can do to support us, just let us know. We'll be very appreciative. We're gonna go down to Macon next week, so next week will be our Macon trip, and we're gonna take over Macon for a weekend.
Macon is another one of the popular rural towns in Georgia. People, Savannah, Macon, Laverne, well, that's the city of Laverne.
Yes, I want to know about some upcoming events, some exciting things that y'all have coming up. So that's one of them. Y'all taking over the city.
Yeah. We also got a meeting and greet where the VIP ladies are gonna come together on in September. A whole group of the vision pair ladies, they're gonna get together and share stories and go out and have dinner. And they're gonna get outside and go Uber in.
As if that's an activity. Like a Uber. Okay.
You know, first Uber is an activity.
Oh, it is, yeah.
I got a story for you. So
oh my God.
I tell you.
Oh my God, you gotta tell me.
Yeah.
I want, just to thank you again, I want to give you a round of applause and all the work that ISight is doing. I'm gonna bring up, so we're gonna bring up, so I want to bring up Partners for Home. We have two of their youth, their GAP leaders here, but then I also want to bring up class, and Angel will facilitate a conversation just to figure out what they're doing. But another round of applause for Cabriel. Yeah.